Once upon a time, there was a young man named Jack who had a habit of overthinking and comparing himself to others. He would often spend hours analyzing every decision he made, wondering if he had made the right choice. He also spent a lot of time scrolling through social media, comparing his life to those of his friends and acquaintances. One day, Jack decided to take a break from his routine and go on a hike in the nearby mountains. As he walked along the trail, he couldn't help but notice the beauty of his surroundings. The crisp air, the chirping birds, and the majestic mountains all around him made him forget his worries and brought a sense of peace to his mind. As he continued walking, he met an old man who was also hiking in the mountains. The old man noticed that Jack looked lost in thought and asked him what was troubling him. Jack poured his heart out to the old man, telling him about his habit of overthinking and comparing himself to others. The old man listened patiently and then asked Jack to look up at the mountains. He pointed to a peak in the distance and said, "Do you see that mountain over there? It is unique and special in its own way. Just like you. It has its own shape, its own size, and its own beauty. And just like that mountain, you are also unique and special in your own way. You have your own talents, your own strengths, and your own beauty." Jack was amazed by the old man's words. He had never thought of himself as unique and special before. The old man continued, "When you compare yourself to others, you are comparing yourself to their strengths and their beauty, not yours. You are not them, and they are not you. Embrace your own uniqueness and be proud of who you are." Jack took the old man's words to heart and decided to change his way of thinking. He started to focus on his own strengths and talents and stopped comparing himself to others. He found that he was much happier and more content with his life. From that day on, Jack continued to hike in the mountains, and every time he saw that peak in the distance, he remembered the old man's words and smiled. He had learned that life is much more fulfilling when you focus on your own uniqueness and stop comparing yourself to others.